All right. So, good evening, guys. Welcome to the my evening weekly analysis that I do every week. Just gonna go over some quick news events that we could be expecting some type of volatility in the markets throughout the week, and then we'll jump to the charts. So, first, tomorrow we have, or today/tomorrow we have no news. Tuesday at 9 p.m. my time, we do have some hefty NZD news. We have the cash rate, monetary policy statement, rate statement, and a press conference. So we want to watch between 9 and 10 p.m. I'm not too sure if this is the news. I don't think it is. Well, I said this last week, I think, but I think that this is the news that will feed out a lot of pips that it usually does. So I'll check with Mike Thrower because he's the one that usually tells me about that stuff. He's not the one that tells me about it, but he's the one that's oh, this is the news that usually moves the market. But yeah, we'll watch for that. Wednesday we do have at 1 a.m. GP news, and 7:30 a.m. we have CPI for the US dollar, and 8:30 p.m. we have unemployment rates for the Australian dollar, which looks to be getting better. So that's pretty decent. It's looking for positive news, but we'll see about that. We have the governor for Australian dollar. He'll be speaking on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. my time, and then US dollar we have core retail sales at 7:30 a.m. on Friday. So that's for all the news that you want to watch for throughout the week. I'm going to go ahead and close this off, and then we'll just turn off my video, and then we'll start with the charts. All right, so first of all, let me go ahead and hide all this stuff. I want to look at the weekly candle. This weekly candle, I like how it printed out as a doji. So that is one sign for us to be looking for a potential reversal. I like seeing dojis like this. And we also, I don't know if you guys can see that clearly, but there is an oversold sign right here. We have the first oversold. Oops. Let me actually hide this and use my annotate tool. I don't want to delete any of those. So we see that right here, we have our first oversold, and then right here we have our second oversold marks, right? On the weekly time frame. So when I see that on the weekly time frame, that kind of is telling me that okay, we might start seeing price start to push down a bit, or we might see price push up in this case in scenario. Last time we had oversolds. We have overboughts up here, and then price dropped. And we had overboughts over here, price ended up dropping. We have oversolds over here, price ended up rising. So for me, and on the weekly time frame, looking at this, it might be a little accurate, or it might be safe to say that okay, this might be turning around. Especially, like I said, especially with this doji candle that we see right here. Where is it? Here you go. Especially, like I said, with this doji candle that we're seeing right here, this is making me think that okay, price maybe try to make that correction before it continues to the downside, if that's what it's going to do. So I'm going to clear all my drawings from the annotation, and then pop this back up and go on the daily time frame. Okay, so on the daily time frame, so last week we just had a lot of there, didn't even know I had the tool on. So last week, basically, we just had a lot of consolidation. We started off with the week on the 3rd right here. Price was up here. It ended up pushing down, came back down to this support all the way down here, and then it rejected off of there. Now it's looking like it wants to go to the upside. So that bullish movement that I was expecting last week for price to go up and then drop down, I'm still in the same thing. Like, we did have a lot of consolidation throughout the week, but I still want this to come up to push higher, just even on the daily time frame, just to see if it's going to tap here to go back down. But I do want to see this bullish movement happen. And if, as you can see on the 4-hour time frame, we just have the buy signal right here. Now, there is something that is making me worry a little bit, is because we did have this fake out on the buy right here last time, and the price ended up dropping a couple hours later. So what I would really want to see, although yes, we did have the breakout, price did hit this mean line, I want to see price respect this mean line, drop down to the RSI line, and then start jumping up. And even if it comes up to 94.05, which I think if it gets up here, it'll go higher, that'd be great for me to see, right? On the hourly time frame, we've already seen price start to make this push up, and it's already been called for the buy right around over here. That's when it called for the buy. It called for the fake out buy right here. Price dropped down. Another fake out sell. It never did sell though, and then boom, a couple hours later, it bought, and then it's going higher. So right now, for the DXY, I'm mainly looking at the 4-hour, trying to see exactly what it's going to do. Again, I'd rather see price come down to touch the RSI line and then go to the upside. And we can even see that the buy isn't confirmed yet, because where is my annotation? This line, this red line right here, hasn't crossed through the black RSI line. So if that hasn't happened yet, it's not quite confirmed yet. It's not quite confirmed for the buy. Although I do like seeing that the level pro and also the arbitrage Z isn't quite there yet, but the level pro is above ground zero, and I'll go ahead and make that larger. Yeah, so on the 4-hour time frame, on the arbitrage band, we do see that the level pro is above ground zero, so that's good for the sell. And for this, we have just one line, this black line right here, that's the RSI band, if you will. It's crossed through ground zero, but we have these two lines that hasn't yet. So not 100% quite confirmed quite yet, but I do expect this to go bullish. And I still, like I said, I still do want to see price come up to at least 94.85 before I start thinking about, okay, maybe this will start to drop some more, because I do expect a correction to happen. So that's for the DXY. Is there any questions on the DXY? All right, nothing. Let's go on to EURUSD. All right, so first of all, EURUSD looks the same as DXY basically, and look at this, guys. Same thing. Price came all the way up here. I should probably have this zone up over here, since this is where price came and hit twice, but I'm just going to leave that up there. But again, price came up over here, rejected, and dropped down on the daily time frame. Let me go on the weekly real quick, actually. Yes, so same thing as with the DXY, we see that price is giving us this this weekly doji candle. So we might be able to see some type of retracement of the EURUSD before it goes bullish. I do expect this to pull back quite a bit though, because as with the DXY on EURUSD, I do still want to see price come down to these previous lows before and then going bullish once again, because it did break through the zone pretty well, and now I just want to see a pullback to retest it and then keep going bullish. 4-hour time frame, we haven't gotten the 4-hour call for the sell quite yet, but we did see a lot of bearish movement with EURUSD at the end of last week, right? And so what I would want to see, just like the DXY, I want to see price go up a little bit to retest the RSI line and then drop down. That's what I want to see there. Why am I deleting that? Let me come over here real quick. Ultimately, I really do still think that it's good. It could come back down to 1.14 or no 1.1500. That's where I ultimately want to take this trade to. But as of right now, it's still not quite there yet to even start contemplating that okay, it is going to drop. But that's what I want to see. I want to see price come back up to the RSI line, retest it, and then drop down to. Here, let me show you what it looks like over here. To 1.1500, this area down over here. And that would be kind of like the 3 deviations, which again, I wouldn't mind if it did come down here, but that's not where I would be like, that's not where I'm targeting if I'm getting into a trade. If I'm getting into a trade based off of the 4 hour, I probably want to take it all the way up to 1.1600. That would be where I would take my trade to. But I just want to see this like correct itself because it's just been bullish for way too many days. And I expect some type of retracement. I don't expect price to just go up, consolidate, or make this little wave right here and then push up again, make a little bit of wave on this support right here and then push up again. No, I want to see it come down and then push back up. So I'll be watching for that. Let me put this up here. I'm going to be watching for this sell call on EURUSD. We did have a lot of fake outs right here, so that's something that you want to be aware of. At this 1.17800 area, you want to be careful. But overall, yeah, I'm not going to repeat myself. Any questions on EURUSD? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that matches up. That matches up a lot like mine. If it breaks through that 1.1700, then dang, you taking it a little lower than me, 1.14500. But yeah, I like that too because that then will be like the retest and then put a potential push back up. If, like I said, if that's what price is trying to do, if it's trying to trend to the upside. But cool. Glad we're on the same page on that, Cole. All right, let's go ahead and move on to GBPUSD. Well, actually, before we do that, I'm putting this on my watch list. Show symbol. Gonna put that on my watch list. All right, so let's go on to GBPUSD. Forgot to put this on full screen. And if it can load, that'd be great. Okay, this is weird. Let me see. Put it back, see how it looks. Okay, that's right. Okay, this is weird. There we go. Okay. So kind of the same thing as the USD pairs last week. I've been saying that I still want this to sell. Nothing's really changed for me with GU as well. I would love to see this pullback to the RSI line and then a drop. But again, I haven't really made a change in my bias on this. And they just went and disappeared. There we go. So what I would love to see for me to get into this trade for GU is for it to push back up to 1.310. and then drop down. That would be lovely for me to get into the sell. The sell call has already been made, but I'm not really, unless it breaks through these lows, like right here. Let me just draw it out real quick. Unless it breaks through these lows, then what I would love to see happen is for price to go up and hit 1.1300 and then drop down. That's what I would prefer to see, rather than try to sell it right here off of this sell call. But yeah, like I mentioned, guys, price had, like from last week, price didn't even try to break through. Well, it did try, but it didn't break through here. So with that drop, okay, that's funny how that happened, but make sure, yeah, why my internet's good. But yeah, with GU, still, it's kind of the same thing as with EURUSD that I want to see. I caught for that sell. I'm looking for that push up and then a drop. I did get into a sell a little early last week, and then when I wasn't paying attention to the charts when I was traveling, that's when price ended up selling like I wanted it to. So it is what it is. This is the life of a trader. Waiting for this to pop back up. And now I just want to act silly. Any moment now. Man, now I'm gonna have to go. Now I'm gonna have to go into this video and edit this out. Because it just wants to take its sweet time. I'm not even on EURUSD. I couldn't tell you guys why this is taking forever. Computer's not lagging. Yeah, my computer isn't lagging. My internet's fine. I don't want to say it's trading view, but it's trading view. Okay. There we go. For the left side. And finally, okay, finally. So, again, guys, unless this wants to act up again, I want to see this GU push up to 1.13 100th, if you want to be proper, and then it come down to 1.28627. Now, personally, I do think that it's going to come down. I do want to see it come down even lower to like 1.26500. But coming down over here to this lower danger zone, that's where I would most likely take a lot of like maybe like 90% of my profits. So down over here, that's where I would take my profits, but I do think that it could come even possibly lower, just so that it could actually come and retest this. Well, no, not right there. I come down like 1.27500 to retest this previous high that it had, maybe even go a little lower and then keep on going with the uptrend. That's what I would love to see. But as for now, for the 4-hour time frame, just pop up then sell. That's what I want. That's what I would love to see. So any questions on GU? Although it took like 2 minutes just to pop up. Nothing on GU. All right. I'm actually going to set my alert to tell me when price goes up back to the RSI line, if it does, which I do expect it to do. So GBPUSD crossing, arbitrage, RSI line on the 4-hour, create. All right, so let's go ahead and go on to USDCAD. I hate how it looks on the 4-hour, first and foremost. Yeah, I'm hating how it looks on here so much. All right, but anyways, let's go on the weekly time frame real quick and check this out. So this weekly candle, which was calling for the sell on USDCAD, it just looks like price came down and wicked to just take a whole lot of orders down over here, down in this little zone where price was previously consolidating a little bit at. It just came down to this little zone right here and then pushed its way to the upside. This is not telling me that price wants to sell quite yet. This is actually telling me the quite opposite, that price may want to reverse a lot more. And so go on the daily time frame real quick. Now, I do not really care for price being up over here at this level and for me trying to get into a buy, like how the 4-hour is calling for. But I do expect price to go bullish from here. Well, not here necessarily. What I would actually love to see is if price can be so kind and come back down to the RSI line on the 4-hour time frame and then start to make its way upwards a little higher, right? Because that's exactly what I'm playing. I want the DXY to do. I want the DXY to drop down a little lower to just retest a quick RSI line and then start to make its push up. Based on the 4-hour for me though, on UCAD, I'm not really liking how the way the bands look. So let me just, and nobody looks at this time frame. I already know. So let's look at the 8-hour real quick. Okay, and so the 8-hour time frame kind of has price did break through the RSI line over here, but again, I wanted to see price drop down a little bit more and then push up. Rather on the 4-hour, I mean, rather look at it on the 8-hour than on the 4-hour, but nobody trades that time frame. So, yeah, just want to see this push down on UCAD and then to the upside we go. 1-hour time frame, I'm pretty sure it's hella bullish. Yeah. Hella bullish. Might even call for a sell. And this matches up with if price comes down, retests the RSI line and respects it, then I'm not going to try to sell it. And the 15-minute time frame, who knows? It might be even trying to set up for a sell. Not even, who knows? It did call for a sell, then called for a buy. but I'm not 100% on that buy. Might even get into a quick scalping, I mean, not quick scalping, like a quick intraday sell on UCAD later on today. Let's see. How much will this give? 30 pips, and that's not bad. Yeah, I might be looking at this later on today. Let me set a sell just in case I forget. Short create. So I'll be taking a look at that. But overall, I think UCAD is going to go bullish. Again, I'm not really too crazy over trying to buy it nor sell it where it's at. Well, selling for a little bit of a retest of this 4-hour RSI line, that would be way beneficial for me. But yeah, any questions on UCAD? Oh, and then the buy just disappeared because this the compass line hasn't crossed through the RSI just yet, so it's gonna print and not print, print and not print for a little bit. But yeah, so let's go on to USDJPY. Okay, so EJ last week we were able to get a good sell on it before it gave us this bullish candle. I had made sure that I took most of my profits down over here before I made this bullish move to the upside. Let me see over here. Price came down, been riding on the RSI line. Then it looks like it's going up. I don't even care for. Wait, what? Why is there like a bunch of trend lines? So right here, broke, retest. Same thing as UCAD. I'm not really crazy over how the 4-hour time frame looks like, nor the daily. I don't even know what time frame I would trade this on using arbitrage. I might actually have to get out of this. Let me see something real quick. Well, just like every other USD pair that's bullish, I want to see a retracement for price to drop down and then continue going bullish. So if I could get like this and then price continue to the upside, then sure, I would definitely consider getting into a buy for UJ. 4-hour just doesn't look appealing at all to me, because if that happens on the if it happens on the 4-hour, that actually matches up with the day with what I have on the hourly. So yeah, I would definitely want to see that pullback happen before price goes bullish. But other than that, I'm not really a fan of even looking at UJ as of right now. I do like how price did go bullish. Let me get rid of this little thing. I did like how price went bullish, came down, and it's been riding on the RSI line. So that's telling me more that, okay, price has that potential of going bullish, but it's just weird looking to me regardless. So not really going to focus on UJ that much, but I do still expect price to go higher. It's not a trade that I trade. I mean, it's not a pair that I trade on the regular anyway, so. Any questions on UJ? Let me actually see on the weekly what this looks like. Yeah, after this candle right here, I can't take UJ seriously for a sell. Then another, yeah, I definitely can't take this serious as a sell. Take a look at gold, see what gold is, but I don't think this is gonna sell. I think this is most likely gonna go bullish. push up to right here. Won't kill anybody, then a drop, but I don't think that'll happen. I think it's just going to go a little higher than that. Clear that out. All right. No questions on UJ. Let's go on over to USHF. All right. So first and foremost, I didn't even peep this pair at all last week. Remove drawings. Well, actually, no. Go back and remove this. Okay. So weekly time frame on USHF, this is extremely bearish. It looks like it's thrown up one oversold over here. It might throw up another one at the end of this week for USHF to go bullish, but not really looking at that because I can't really say anything but this is bearish on the weekly time frame. On the daily, this looks bearish as well. All I'm kind of really seeing right now on the 4 hour, because on the daily this is still extremely bearish, and it has this resistance that was one support that it needs to break in order for it to go bullish. But yeah, all I'm seeing right here is, okay, we have this double bottom that price was respecting down over here, this little zone, and then for price to make this push up. But I'm not quite comfortable just yet trying to buy this, as it hasn't broken through this resistance just yet. So if I can get price to break that resistance, then sure, I'm down for the buy. But even with like how it looks on the 4 hour, it looks like that if this candle closes under, then I'm not going to be comfortable buying regardless. So let me get rid of that. And nope, I do not want to add alert. Take this to the 1 hour time frame. And so the 1 hour might be setting up for that sell as well. Like I'm just not cozy with price rejecting off of this resistance up here. I'm trying to buy it right now. Now, if it's rejecting off of here and then it shows movement to go to the upside, then yeah, sure, maybe I'll try to buy the breakout, maybe. But even that, I'm just not feeling it. I'm not too crazy over it right now. The level pro is showing that it might do that. It might just do that. It's showing that it's over the ground zero, so it's showing that this can be potentially bullish. Same with right here. The only thing that's showing that it's not bullish is this. This is the money line. I forgot what line that is. Hold on. Z. There you go. That's funny. That's how much I look at this indicator. But yeah, the Z is still under ground zero, and these are starting to point down. So maybe it's not quite ready for that bullish push to the upside quite yet, but I am watching for it. I do want to see USHF buy, so I'm going to go into the 4 hour time frame and set my alert for the bullish move up. If it doesn't give me that alert, then I'm not getting into a trade with USHF. That's not what I wanted. Long. Then create. Any questions on USHF? USDCHF, any questions? All right. Go to AUDUSD, then gold, then Dow Jones, and then I'll look at other currency pairs. Okay. AU, what a tease. Price is still up here, right? Price is still partying up here, trying to figure out what it wants to do. I like seeing this bearish engulfing candle on the daily time frame. And on the weekly, gonna go ahead and hide all that. Same thing. We have a lot of wicks to the upside, showing that it could potentially be the AUDUSD getting weaker. Potentially. Not saying that it is, but it is a potential. But what I want to see realistically on AU, I don't even want to. I don't like how the 4-hour looks, number one. Number two, I kind of don't want to even touch this until these lows right here get broken. Thought it was going to draw out. It didn't even select it. Here we go. I kind of don't want to sell AUDUSD until it breaks these lows. Just because, like right here, for example, you see this sell right here, price came, dropped down. I would have probably sold right here realistically, but it didn't even do that when bullish. So the sell right here is going to probably come in like during London session if it does go any lower, but I'm not comfortable, like I said, selling it unless this little area breaks. But then even that, if I'm going to sell it anywhere, it'll be only to 0.700. And then I'd wait to see for price to continue going to the upside. So for AU, me personally, again, like 0.700, that'd be where I'd want to take it to. But if you did want to sell, which like I wouldn't right now, you could sell it to down here and then wait for the market to potentially drop down to 0.700 and then buy. But anything other than that, I'm not really too cozy over. I'm I don't like AU. I'm only trying to get into trades that like are really like giving me that, okay, yes, this looks good, get in it. And AU just isn't one of those. So yeah. And it's also been like a tease, like freaking basically all of last week. Like I tried selling it wouldn't sell. Tried buying it, then it wouldn't buy. So you know how that goes. 1 hour time frame, I'll take a look at it. Yeah, buddy, no thank you. I'm good. I don't see a trade here quite yet. I'd rather just be patient and wait to see what the market has in store. If this came back up, okay, so actually I do see something on the 1 hour. If this came back up all the way up to 0.7200 and then rejected and then kept dropping, then sure, I might get in the trade. But other than that, I'm good. Again, I would want to see it break through this 0.700 or 7750 before I even consider trying to like sell it long term or anything like that. So yeah, that's AU. Don't really care for it. Any questions on that? No questions. All right, all right. Let's take a look at Mr. Gold. Yeesh. 2025, huh? Gold was over here going crazy. Is it asking too much to want to get this retest? Because I did mention last week when price was like up here at 1979 or whatever it was, 1979, 1981, and I was like, go ahead and sell it. I'd want to see the sell back down to like 1950 or something like that. Break stop loss at break even got hit. It made a higher high to what was the highest? 2075, right? Price is showing a whole bunch of overboughts. Personally speaking, this is what I would want to see on gold for the short term, for it to pull up to 2052 and then drop to 1990 or even like 1980s. Like that would be cool. That'd be lovely to see, but I'm not really a fan of trading gold. So that's my take on that. 4-hour time frame, I'm pretty sure, has even remotely called for this sell. Nope, not yet. Although it might. It very well might do that tonight. Just keep going down. But no. I like the 1 hour kind of already made its move to this lower part of the band. But still, if this is going to continue going down, sure, take it. The only way I'll get in the trade is if it comes up to 2050, 2051, and then drop down. But other than that, I am cooling off of gold. Any questions? Yeesh. Like he even broke through the 1765. Who knows? Maybe we'll even get a price to. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a price to come back down and retest 1765 before going bullish again. That'd be lovely to see, right? Okay, that's on gold. The Dow Jones is going crazy. Again, I'm glad I didn't really trade that much last week. Because basically, Dow Jones is back at all-time highs. Not even basically, it is. Oh wait, hold up! I am bugging. I think I was looking at the Nasdaq, not not the Dow Jones. But anyways, so there is this trend line that price did draw. I mean, the indicator did draw from when price was at the all-time highs down to over here at back in June. That price is broken through, right? So with the broken trend line, what would we want to see? A retest and then a continuation. Now, my thing is, if price doesn't break through this zone where it's currently at, then I'm trying to sell it. Who knows? We might get lucky enough, and price may drop. Although you don't want to depend on luck when you're trading, right? You want to depend on your analysis, taking the analysis and sticking to it. 1 hour and 4 hour are not reflecting any type of reversals potentially going on. So that is something that you definitely want to watch for. And also, the 15-minute time frame isn't showing anything either. So with that being said, I tried, well, if you're down, if you're that type of trader, I would probably try to sell if price can get back up to 27,600 for the Dow Jones. Maybe that would be a cool time to sell or anything like that. But as of right now, there's nothing telling me to sell this thing. I am not in the mood to try to tell anybody to sell or get into any trades when I'm not comfortable with them myself. But yeah, 4 hour time frame, I'm not really crazy with trying to sell it either. Like I said, if it could get up to like 27,600, that would be like, ooh, okay, I'm down to get into this risky sell, and if it goes amok, then it goes amok. But yeah, that's my personal opinion on the Dow Jones. SPX 500 I'll look at as well. I consider them the same thing. Now, difference with the S&P is that it actually is very close to all-time highs. So, remove that. So the S&P is almost at all-time highs. The all-time highs that it's been at is 3,394, very close to 3,400. So what I would want to see here on the daily time frame is for price to start looking to respect if it's gonna sell. Not really too crazy over the sales with this either. But if it's going to respect this zone right here and then start to drop. Now, if I was going to sell it, then I'd probably want the price to come up to the 3,390 area. And then that's when I would be like, okay, I'm down to take the risky sell. And if price goes and makes higher highs, then hey, it is what it is. But there's nothing, again, on here that's telling me that it wants to reverse or it wants to sell. The hourly was faking out as if it did want to sell, but again, it didn't. So with S&P, I would personally stay away. I wouldn't look at it too hard. I'd just be like, nah, I'm good. Not really trying to trade this until it gives me any signs of a reversal. So that's with the S&P and the Dow Jones. Any questions on those two? All right, no questions? Cool. Let's go on to GBPAUD. This is a pair that I'm really watching I have my eyes on it. So last week on GA, I'd mentioned that I wanted to see price retrace to the downside. Although I think it kind of broke and retest this zone right here. But I wanted price to retest the RSI line before starting to get that push up. Now, like I just mentioned, it might have already started the push because this is where it came to retest, which is this previous high right here that it broke through, and these highs right here. So it could have just came up and retested here, then make the push to the upside. But I still want to see price come down to the RSI line and then make that push. That's what I still want to see. I'm not really changing my analysis on that part. The 4-hour time frame. That, like I said, that would be my super. Oh, this is the trade I want to get to. On the 4-hour time frame, we do have this sell, push down, retest of the RSI line. So that's another part of another confluence that I like to see. I might end up taking this trade. Depends on how it looks probably in the next hour after this hourly candle closes. Depending on how this looks, I might get into this 4-hour and take it down to 1.80462, where this lower danger zone is at, which so happens to match up with the RSI line right here. So I might be taking that. This looks pretty. I just don't like the level pro and how the arbitrage Z is looking right now, so I'm gonna hold off on for a little bit. I do like this trend line that this created that it respected. So again, got the break retest, want to see this drop down. This is my proposed trade. If we're taking it where price is currently at. Right. Oof. 142 pips. I am not risking that many pips on a trade. I would move it around right here. Even 98. Golly. 70 pips is doable. But then price can literally just come up wicked and then drop down. So again, I would rather, if price can, no, I'm just going to say this. If price can come back up here, because apparently it was up there, then I would love to take that sell. And then this would be my trade setup. Yeah, this is what I'll be okay with. Risking about 70 pips for 252 pips. Sure thing, why not? But again, I'm going to need price to scoot up a little higher. It did just wick up there and get there, but hey, not. Well, if it doesn't get up there, then hey, that's my L. I probably won't get into it. I mean, I'm okay with probably selling right here where price is at and then being drawdown with like half my position, my intended position. But once it gets up here, for sure, I'll put the rest of whatever I'm trying to trade. So yeah, GA, I'm still on that sell wave. Want to get it to the RSI line and then pop up. Any questions? All right, all right. I'm gonna go on to Euro AUD. And if there's any pairs that you guys want me to look at specifically, don't be afraid to type it in or just unmute yourself and ask. Waiting for this side to load up, but with EA, kind of the same thing, and it looks closer. Oh, never mind. I actually already did make that move, and I didn't set an alert for that line. Damn. All right, whatever. But I was wanting price to come down, drop to this 1.63850, and then pop up, which it's already looks like it's doing. Damn. But this was all when I wasn't even paying attention, so I wouldn't have gone into it regardless. Wouldn't be a bad idea to still have price come down and even leave like a daily wick down at the RSI line. That'd actually be pretty insane if it did. But even if it just holds right here and then continues to the upside, then I'm okay with that because that was the intended plan to begin with on EA. So with that being said, let me go on the 4-hour time frame real quick. And it probably looks like the same as GA. Yep, it does. So if price can reject here, but look, this is all still at the, if price can reject right here and then still drop back down to 1.63850, hey, that'd be cool. That'd be a cool little, like, what is it, like 75, 80 pips from up here? 75 pips. If it could drop down and then keep going, like a respect right here and keep going up, then sure thing, I am down to take that trade. But other than that, I don't necessarily think that EA will continue dropping down and possibly even come as low as these lows, but that's always a possibility in the market, right? So yeah, basically same thing as with GA. I kind of want to see this drop down a little bit. I hate all these wicks up here. I don't care for this risk to reward either. Right there is better. Like risking 30 pips. I would risk 30 pips and look for 76 pips on this move. Why not? It looks pretty decent to me. I'm okay with losing at 30 pips. It's not that many pips anyways, right? So that's my opinion on EA, although I low-key want to make a trade risk 70 for 50 pips, but this looks good as well. It's just the risk to reward that doesn't look appetizing when it's risking 70 pips for 50 pips. But if you move your pips, your stop loss like that, then you can be in the trade a little longer and let it fake you out, then make its move. But yeah, that's just my opinion. I'll hide this, keep it for safekeeping. But yeah, EA, I still do want to see it reject off of this RSI line, drop down, give another possible buy entry right here, and then push to the upside. Any questions on that? Okay. Still a couple more pairs. We'll look at Euro AUD, EURJPY. I know that's one that I get questions on every once in a while. This looks extremely bullish. See, got that fake out right here. All right, so on the 4 hour, this looks like it's literally about to call for a sell very shortly, like in the next candle or two. Like seeing the breakout of the RSI line. You want to watch out for this trend line that the indicator drew out, because if price comes back down here, that might be the break and retest push to the upside that it wants to see. Check this out on the hourly. I'm pretty sure that's already made its move. Yeah. So on the 4 hour with EURJPY, I kind of just want to see this. I want to see, no, because if it drops that low, then it breaks through that trend line. But I also do like the way how the RSI line looks, how the level pro and the arbitrage Z is setting up. Kind of want to see how this plays out. I'm gonna set an alert for the sell. And I'll wait on this to tell me what to do, but necessarily I don't have a, because this is way too bullish for me to say that, oh, I want this to sell. Like I kind of want this to make a mini sell back to like where these lows are at and then pop up. Like that would be the ideal situation that I'm seeing right here. Yeah, that looks better to me. For a price just to come like down to these lows right here and then keep pushing to the upside, that looks way better to me. Because like I said, this is way too bullish for me to even say, oh, this is going to sell up here. No, it's way too bullish. All right, I'll take a look as well at GBPJPY. It might be doing something very similar. Yeah, GJ already called for the sell and looks, oh. So it came up to these recent highs that it never broke through right here. And it's calling for this 4 hour sell. I like seeing the 4 hour sell a lot. So what I would want to rather wait for is for price to push up. Well, no, not even push up. Like selling this right here isn't even that bad of an idea. Okay. Even taking a sell right here is not a terrible idea. If especially if GU is selling, then GJ is going to sell as well. Let me see. I don't like the way how the level pro looks on the 4 hour. The arbitrage Z looks like it might potentially sell right there. So that's a good look. 84 pips for 210 pips. That's not a bad look either. Made the double top. Yeah, I like the sell. I personally do like this sell right here. The 1 hour, I'm pretty sure it's already called for that sell. Yep. I'm going to watch out for it. I'm going to get in this. I'm going to get in this like once the call's over. But I'm going to watch out and see what it would do. I'm going to move my stop loss a little low, 35 pips for now, to see that if we get a fake out to the upside. I don't want to be in like an 60 pip drawdown. I'll have it at 35 pips for my stop loss. And if it does get hit, I'll watch and see what it does then. And if it doesn't look like it's gonna keep going bullish, then I'll take another sell. But this looks very good to me. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 pushes. Been consolidating for 5 to 6 days. Yeah, I definitely want to see this push down. All right, so that is for Mr. GBPJPY. Is there any other pairs that anybody else wants me to look at? If not, I'm just gonna go ahead and head out. But is there any pairs that anybody wants me to take a look at? No? All right, all right. Well, thanks guys for popping up. I appreciate it. I'll be posting the recording very shortly. And as per usual, let's make some money this week. Appreciate y'all for tuning in.